Alright, check out number 2 with me. The heights of two different projectiles after they are launched are modeled by f of x and g of x. And it gives us the equation for f of x here, and then a table for g of x. So I can graph the first one to see what it looks like by pressing second, going to y equals, type it in, and then I'm going to hit second calc. And the reason I want to do second calc is because it asks for the difference in the maximum heights. So second calc 4 is going to give me the maximum. And then I'm going to, when I type in second calc 4, I'm going to do left bound, enter, right bound, enter, and then it says guess, so I want to put that right at the top. And that should give me 39.6 is my maximum for the first one. Alright, for the g of x, for the table, I'm going to do that one differently because I don't have my equation. And I can't just say, oh, I think 33 is the highest point, because I don't know that. This is a quadratic. It's going to look something like this because it's got a negative lead coefficient. And I can tell from that when it's thrown up in the air and then it comes down. So it does have a negative lead coefficient. I do know that. But I don't know that 33 is the highest point. So what I need to do is find the regression for the quadratic. So I'm just going to press stat and then enter. I'm going to type everything in. So these are my L1, L2. My x is in L1, my y is in L2. And then I'll press stat calc, and it's not 4 because that gives me a linear regression. It's stat calc 5. That gives me a quadratic regression. So I have to tell the calculator what I'm looking for. And after I do that, hit enter a couple times, it's going to give me my equation. And I need to go into y equals and type in that equation it gives me. So I'm going to write it down, and it's negative 16 x squared plus 40x plus 9. That's the equation it gives me when I do the quadratic regression. So I go into y equals, I type that in, and then I'm going to do the same thing I did before. So I'm going to press second calc 4 again, because I have a new equation in there. And I want to see the maximum of this one. So I'm looking at my curve, or my parabola, and I do left bound, right bound, and then guess. So you hit enter 3 times, but you have to do it in the right spot. So left bound, enter right there, right bound, enter right there, and then guess where the maximum is, which is right there. It should give you about 34. Now go back to the question. It wanted the difference in the maximum heights. So I want to subtract those two. So 39.6 minus 34 gives us 5.6. So 5.6 feet is my answer for number 2. And that's going to wrap up number 2.